LeBron James. So LeBron, remember, he has been in the league's COVID protocols. And after our show went off air yesterday, the league announced that James had returned a false positive test. So he will be back on the court tonight versus the Clippers. Our Dave McMenamin reported that LeBron returned 8 negative tests since returning to Los Angeles on Tuesday afternoon after testing positive for COVID-19 in Sacramento. That was on Tuesday morning, remember. So LeBron is back, right? But is his return, Stephen A., enough to fix the Lakers' early struggles?
Well, I think it's enough to fix their early struggles because LeBron James is that great. I think he's that phenomenal. He's got the ball in his hands. He's going to make proper decisions, and I think everybody's going to look better around him. I think Russell Westbrook, he might not shoot better than 30% from three-point range, but I think he'll make better decisions. I think that when you look at Anthony Davis, who's shooting a putrid, horrible 19% from three-point range, by the way, which is a problem, I think you'll see him be free to make more of an impact when you've got LeBron James on the floor, because LeBron James has something to contend with. The issue, however, is this. Even though I expect them to be better, it's not going to elevate my level of confidence with them as it pertains to being able to deal with the likes of the Phoenix Suns or the Golden State Warriors. And we have to remember that when it comes to LeBron James, damn all of this talk about the regular season. This is a guy that's a 4-time champion. He's been to 10 NBA Finals at age 36, approaching 37 this month. He is still one of the top 3 players in the world when healthy. But we have now graduated to a point where even the greatness of LeBron may not be enough to offset the onslaught that is coming by way of Phoenix and Golden State. And if that's the reality that we're looking at, then it's time to start having a discussion as to whether or not this year is indeed the official end of the LeBron James era. Because the LeBron James era has been associated with finals appearances. And by the looks of things, they ain't sniffing the NBA Finals, considering the way Phoenix and Golden State are looking. That's the storyline involving LeBron James, not some damn meaningless regular season games in December, January, and February that we all know he's going to help elevate and improve.
Yeah, you know what? I agree with you on about 50% of it, Stephen A., just not the last part. But I will say this. Angry LeBron is not good for the NBA, but it's great for the Lakers. We remember LeBron coming off a suspension and what he did to the Indiana Pacers the following game. See, here's the thing with the Lakers right now. They have to, Frank Vogel has to tell guys their roles. They have to be stars in their roles. I don't want to see Monk dribbling the ball up trying to be a playmaker. I don't want to see Taylor Horton-Tucker driving up the ball trying to be a playmaker. I need to see that ball in Russell Westbrook hands and LeBron James hands. But here's the thing, Stephen, and I said this earlier on this week on this show. Anthony Davis is the one guy on that team that's a future Hall of Famer, that's in the category of being a superstar, that's only 28 years old at the peak of his prime.
I mean, you're not putting Russ in the category of being a superstar?
No. What I'm saying is I'm making a point about Anthony Davis being the youngest superstar on that team. He's supposed to be the best player on that team, okay? Yeah. And he has not lived up to that. And I think if he makes it up in his mind that he's going to come out and dominate and starts to separate and put himself back into that conversation of great players and the best in the league, then the Lakers could take off.
Well, and that's what we saw in the finals in the bubble, right, Stephen A?
Here's respectfully what I think KP is missing. When you look at Russell Westbrook and you see his struggles from the perimeter, particularly from three-point range, not to mention being prone to turnovers. When you look at Horton-Tucker and how he's been struggling from the field, a guy like Carmelo Anthony is doing his job, y'all. He's shooting about 42% from three-point range, averaging 14 a game coming off the bench. LeBron, Carmelo is doing his job. When LeBron comes back, certainly you expect those things to improve, but understand if you've proven that you struggle hitting perimeter shots collectively, then that forces teams to basically say, all right, well, you know what, go ahead and shoot from out there. If you're struggling with that regard, you want to come to the interior more. And in the case of an Anthony Davis, he doesn't want that. Can he handle it? Sure he can, because he's an all-world talent. But does he want that kind of physicality? That's the question mark. And to address your point about bringing up LeBron and how he acted once he came off the suspension, KP, I would remind you, he dropped 39. He was shooting threes late in the game from all over the place. But it took overtime, if I remember, to be the 9 and 15 Indiana Pacers team. Not 9-15 then, but 9-15 now. These are the Indiana Pacers. We ain't talking Golden State. We ain't talking Phoenix. We ain't talking Utah. And it's going to take a hell of a lot more than that to knock those dudes off, and a hell of a lot more help for LeBron James.
Well,
You
and
just
to
make
that
sure
point,
you get
Stephen
that
A.
jacket over here.
To that point, Stephen A.,
about
the
it.
Lakers, up
Think
until
about it.
this point, they've
Does
played
look
the
good.
third easiest schedule, right? But now, according to the team's win percentage, right, they now have the hardest schedule in the NBA coming up.